Is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations, 2018 Innovation Award winner, 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. And I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads, fathers, and male caregivers that's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And being part of that movement, we've reached out directly and indirectly to over 400,000 dads, fathers, and male caregivers around the world. And as always, I'd like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Broadcasting live January 9th. I believe it's the second Friday in 2026. And I was out with someone yesterday and they said, wow, it's Friday already. So it sounds like the year is going by fast and furious as per usual. But you know what? We're here. And my co-host Ryan Knight will not be with me today. So he sends his regrets that he can't be with us today, but that's okay. So how is your new year turning out so far? Is it okay? Is it challenging? What's been going on in the world? As always, when you're live with us, please feel free to put the comments in where you're chiming in from, what's going on in your world. If you have any wins you'd like to share, that would be amazing. Here in Toronto, interesting weather. We've had rain and it's warmer than normal over the last few days. The ice is melting, which is good. Supposed to be getting a significant amount of rain tomorrow, but that's okay. But then the temperature is going to drop and that's going to cause freeze. Ay. So that is hey, that's the way of the world. I was out to get something to eat early evening last night. I went to a restaurant and it was dead quiet. It's a fair-sized restaurant, and we had a great server. Hail up to Caitlin. I won't say the name of the restaurant, but she was amazing. I said, like, what's going on? She says, yeah, it's January, really quiet here. And I said, well, yeah, it's probably people don't have any money to spend after the holiday season, and they're waiting for their first credit card bill to come in the new year to see, uh-oh. But hail out to Caitlin, and it was a nice. We had our first course was a Brussels sprout appetizer. It was supposed to be spicy, and it wasn't doing it. In fact, it was flat. And I've become a little bit inquisitive of eating more Brussels sprouts because over the holiday season, I was at a relative's place, and they served an incredible Brussels sprouts dish. It had cranberries and etc. And just, it was on point. So I said, oh, let me try this in the restaurant. It was flat. And I said to Caitlin, you know what? She goes, how? And she had great energy, just really, really great energy. Just how's it go? Well, you know what? It was a little bit of a disappointment. It was flat. It was like Brussels sprouts with some breading and nothing really special. And at the end of our next course was good. I had a nice salad with chicken. Oh, on point. And at the end of our evening, he said, you know what? Because you didn't really have a good experience with your appetizer, I'm not going to knock it off your bill. Loved it. Wow. And there's already people in the room already. I'm loving this. Hey, please feel free to make comments. Shout it out. I really appreciated that, because just not the greatest. And I will certainly go back there because of her. Connie Boyce. Good morning, Connie Boyce. How are you? I don't know if we've seen you before. So if it's a first time, welcome. If you're up to it, please feel free to subscribe to the Dr. Vibe show on YouTube. Want to get to 2,030 subscribers, which is our next plateau. Last year, we were able to hit to 2,000 subscribers. Yes, that makes the Dr. Vibe show in the top 10% of subscribers on YouTube. Believe it or not. So great to have you here this morning, Connie. What else is going on? I don't know. There's doing a lot of thinking strategy. I'm getting into the AI thing, so I'm trying to make a list of resources that I find useful with AI. And one of the things I'm looking at these days is making AI video clips. And it was deep with at a YouTube channel yesterday. Oh, you can do this, and talking. And they gave some reference of a site. So I logged in, signed up for the site. They can only make 5-second videos. What's the use of a 5-second talking video? Very disappointed. So I'm going to make sure I send a message back to this site saying, you didn't mention throughout your whole video that you can only do 5 seconds. It's a waste of time, really, for me as a content creator. That is a huge, huge waste of time. But you know what? You live and you learn. And before you invest, you got to investigate. So I investigated, invest. I won't be using that software. 5-second video, nah, it's not going to work for me. But I'm definitely going on in the AI journey. So if you want, join me in the AI journey. Share any AI software that you really good. Okay, look at this. Raymond Waller says, thank you for inviting us, Carolyn. Good morning, Dr. Vibe. Good morning, Raymond Waller. Good to have you here. I have a feeling that the Caroline posse is going to be taking over the show today. No problem with that. I'm good with that. I am good with that. So, and there she go. And Connie says, thank you, Carolyn, for inviting us. All right, the Carolyn army is already out. And Connie says, no, my first time. Okay, well, thank you. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. And, you know, this is going into our third year. This is our third year of having Carolyn Nichol from Energy Shack Juice Bar and Whisk Gluten-Free Bakery on. And at the end of last year, she said, you know what? It'd be better for me to come on the second Friday of each month. So this is the first second Friday of the month, and Carolyn is going to be here. And we're going to be talking about colds and flu. And there's been a lot of cold and flu going on in the greater Toronto area. And I throughout different areas of North America. I was listening to a station in Buffalo the other day, and they said they usually have, oh, was it Toronto or Buffalo? Not sure, but there was a city saying their main hospital, excuse me, only has space for 430 people. Right now, they have 630 people in their hospital, mainly because of cold and flu. And I heard the flu vaccine this year isn't covering the type of flu that's out there right now. So, don't know. And good morning back to you, Carolyn. Thank you so much. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for a quick break. And when we come back from our break, we're going to do a little housekeeping. And we're going to have Carolyn Nichol on talking about colds and flu. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to go to a break. We'll be back in about 45 seconds. Keep it locked on The Morning Vibe.
Watch Black Canada Talking live on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern, where Dr. Vibe and Cesar de Mamusa give their takes and POVs on news stories from a Black Canadian perspective.
Watch Primetime Saturdays on Saturdays, 5 p.m. Eastern, where Aisha K. Staggers and Laura Lala Key try to make sense of the nonsense in American politics and culture.
Coming up on this Monday's show, Shirley Joseph, founder, host, and editor of Black Canadian Content Creators, will be talking about how Black content creators thrive in 2026. You do not want to miss it. I'll see you there.
Back. And it is The Morning Vibe, January 9th, 2026. Hope you are fine and safe. And as said, we have another new friend joining in on Monday, Shirley Joseph, founder of the Black Canadian Content Creators. We're going to be talking about how to succeed as a content creator in 2026. So we're really happy to have Shirley on. And also, I believe Roger Dundas of BuyBlacks.com will be also with us. So I'll have a good roundtable conversation about that. And we have another comment up here. Lots of comments coming in. And Connie has the heart and the smile. Thank you, Connie. Appreciate that. All right. Let's get down to some business here. So first things first, as I hear Carolyn's ready to go. I hear her gearing up, so not going to take too much longer here. So subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. So subscribe and hit the notification button. Also, like the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Substack. Also, we have our Discord group. So if you want to take part in that, please email me dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com, or click on the link there. And also, as Carolyn is here in the background, there's dogs or something going on in the background. To advertise your business, service, or product on any of the platforms I'm a part of, please feel free to email me dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. And then finally, we cannot forget Indie Suit Media, incredible independent content creators platform founded by our good friend Dr. Tachi in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 28,000 YouTube subscribers in about a little over 2 years of operation, which makes her in the top 4%, her platform of all platforms when it comes to subscribers. So don't miss it. All right. She is here. She is back. First time in the new year. And Carolyn Nichol is in the house. Carolyn, what is going on? How are
Good
you?
morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How is it coming on a Friday instead of a Monday?
A little less hectic at the store, but it's good. I think it's good for the audience as well. Definitely, Mondays, we kind of forget what's happening. We're discombobulated Monday morning.
Great. How was your holiday season?
It was good. It was quiet. It wasn't too crazy. Lots of good time with family, wonderful food, and good fun. Yeah, it was great.
Good. And do you have any goals you'd like to achieve this year, either personally or professionally?
So I'm not big on resolutions. I definitely take time to, write out some goals personally, spiritually,
Mhm.
professionally that I'd like to achieve. But every day, I try to do better. Like every day is my new resolution. I'm not into like a January resolution
Yeah.
person, never happened.
Yeah.
I just really try to do better today if I failed yesterday.
I like that. I like that. I like that. What's going
How
on in the
about
world of
you,
tech?
Dr. Vibe? You're
Pardon
always
me?
asking how was your holidays?
Well, it was good. Spent time with family. Had
Mm-hmm.
But it was interesting. I noticed, and not and purposely, but not even purposely, just naturally, I didn't eat as much.
Hmm.
I just said, "I'm full, good, thank you." I
Mm-hmm.
just and believe it or not, this is the first time in many a year that I didn't eat that much turkey.
Wow.
I ate more veg than turkey.
I love it. So did you feel any different?
I did feel different. I just mentally I felt different. If you know what I mean. I just felt better saying, you know what? I wasn't craving to go for seconds or thirds and all that.
Yeah,
One, done.
that's nice. I
You
did
know?
my warm water.
Yes. And I've got my warm water. Yeah, it was nice. And I as a and you were in the green room, but I was at one of my relatives' place and they made this really nice dish with Brussels sprouts, um,
Yeah, I was
cranberries.
listening to your story.
Pardon me?
I was listening to your
Yeah,
story.
and I thought it was such a hit. And I was out for dinner last. I said, okay, like let's give this try with this Brussels sprout dish. And it was flat. It was and it just, but I'm glad I ate it. And I said, okay, my mindset now is, getting more into either doing it on my own at home.
Yeah, exactly.
And I got a gift certificate from one of my relatives in Montreal to go to this restaurant that is like a top class restaurant, and it's all vegetarian.
Wow.
I am really excited to go, and I looked at the menu online, uh, a lot of vegetarian things.
Nice.
So I'm speaking that we're going to continue this journey. We're getting off the ramp now. We're starting to go in the air. Let's see if we can get off the ground and keep stable with
Yeah,
it.
more plants.
Yes, more plants. So it was really good. I was chatting yes, with some people and just eating habits and things like that. And just really interesting how there's a lot of younger, like people in their 30s and 40s are going through health challenges that I didn't experience in my 30s.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Our,
just
our
going,
food
wow.
is so poisoned.
Whenever I have these conversations, someone named Carolyn Nicol is in the back of my head. She going, see, Dr. Vibe, telling you, Dr. So it's been, yep, It's all been good, and it seems that you've brought some of your army with us today.
Yeah, well, you know what? We have this really awesome Veganuary challenge. It's totally free. And we've been challenging people to go plant based for 30 days. And we meet every week. We have a really great WhatsApp community sharing the meals that we've made. So I invited them into this live podcast today
Yeah.
because there is a real virus going around, and we need to know the
Yes.
natural remedies to help disarm that virus.
And look who's in the house. Roger Dundas is saying, good morning, family.
Good morning, Roger.
So good to have you here, Roger, as always. And yeah, it seems to be, is this higher than usual, this flu epidemic this year? It seems like it.
I think we usually go through this in like September, October, so I feel like it's just coming a little late.
Okay. Okay.
But the viruses are getting stronger and stronger. That's the thing, is that because of the amount of antibiotics that we take, the viruses have a mind of their own, and so they are getting more robust and more stronger. So we have to do the same on our end.
Even though the viruses are getting stronger, are there still the remedies you suggest can address them, can they not?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I know you have some things you want to share. Plus, I have a boatload of questions for you today. So where do you want to start?
Well, I just want to remind everybody that it's having a strong immune system. That's everything. Whether you're fighting a virus, disease, cancer, it's all about having a strong immune system. And it doesn't start, or it shouldn't start, once you feel like you've got a cold coming on. We have to be working every day, and it's a whole lot more than vitamin C and garlic. It's so much more than that. So I want people to understand that, your best defense against any virus is not it's not a pill that you're going to pop. It's not a supplement that you're going to take. It's actually a lifestyle. And I think that we don't realize that we're doing certain things to deplete our immune system every day, not even realizing it. So yes, I want to share some natural remedies, but I also want to make sure that we understand that it's a daily practice of strengthening your immune system, and it's very simple, affordable, practically free things that you can do to keep your immune system strong.
All right. Well, fire away. And as I said, I took some time yesterday for a boatload of questions for you to answer for our audience. So I will let you take lead, and I will fill in when necessary.
Okay, great. And to the audience, if you guys have specific questions for those that are new here, just throw them in the chat.
Yeah,
We'll take care of
put them in the comments, and I even have questions for the audience too.
Awesome.
So there we go. So I'll let you start the engine.
So one thing that I think that we neglect or don't realize is sleep. So here's the thing, is that we have an incredible immune system. You have killer T cells and mast cells and macrophages. You have these cells that will find a virus, research it, or do kind of like a scan on what kind of virus it is, make an antibody, decide if it's going to inject a poison into it or if it's going to eat it and self-destruct. I mean, our immune system is incredible. So here's the thing, though, is that in order to call the right cells, the right white cells to the virus, to the problem, you need cytokines. So cytokines are immune system messengers. They're the ones that go to your white blood cells and let them know. They're the security guards. What kind of virus do we have in the house right now? And so when those cytokines let your immune system know what kind of virus we have, then they know which soldier to send out. Are we sending out the special force systems, or the mast cells just going to take care of this? Your cytokines are produced between about 9 p.m. and 1 in the morning. If you are regularly awake late, your cytokines don't get produced. Not only that, but if you are sleeping during those hours, but you are digesting food, or you've had caffeine, or you've had alcohol, your body has to deal with all of that food and all of those stimulants, and it will not be able to have the energy or the time to produce cytokines. So a big thing for your immune system is not just when you're sick, but regularly. You want to have early sleep on an almost empty stomach so that you have those cytokines ready.
Okay. What I get from that, Carolyn, is we keeping up our immune system is not just a thing we do when we're not feeling well.
Exactly.
It should be a continuous process. Am I correct in that?
It has to be a continuous process. Sleep is so key for having a strong immune system. And for those people that work night shift, they're always going to notice that they get a little sicker quicker than everybody else. So if you're working a night shift, as soon as you get home, go right to sleep. Your body will try to produce a secondary circadian rhythm for you, but be consistent with your sleep. And for that process to happen, you really need to get a full 7 hours of uninterrupted sleep. So if that's something that is trouble for you, you need to reach out to us. Take advantage of the consultation discount, because it's very, very, very crucial. Sleep is everything. That's when your body heals, it repairs, it restores, waste is gotten rid of. And that's like the first area that we compromise on when we have a lot to do.
It's interesting that I make sure I get good sleep, even if, and sometimes when I'm just at least lying down, you're just relaxing and combining with sleep. And sleep is not overrated, no matter what age you are, right?
Right.
Because I know we may have younger people watch and say, "Oh, well, I'm young, I got energy and all that." Should younger people also be getting their 7 hours of sleep?
Actually, younger people need 9 to 10 hours, and little babies need 11 to 12. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's real. Actually, I had my grandkids for us like for the full week after Christmas, and all came fully congested and coughing and nose running. And I tell you, the remedy that I'm going to share with everyone today, I mixed a batch of that up, gave it to them 3 times a day. They were in bed by 7 o'clock. They slept a full 12 hours, and they were well in just a couple days. And I mean, we were outside of minus 27 together. I mean, we were still out
Why?
playing in the snow.
Why?
Because up here where I live, the cold is not damp cold. It's a nice cold, and we're covered by trees and rocks everywhere. So even though we were outside, we weren't that cold. We were dressed well, and the fresh air was very, very, very healing for them.
And I know, well, I know you may be getting into it later on about getting fresh air a certain amount of minutes every day, but I won't get into, if you don't share it, I'll certainly remind you of that, but continue on if you wish.
So the other thing too, as far as our regular lifestyle, is that here's the thing, is that the heart naturally beats. We don't have to tell it to beat. It's a muscle, right? But your lymph system, where all your white blood cells hang out, they don't have a pump. It moves when you move. So if you're regularly living a sedentary lifestyle, your immune system is almost always going to be compromised. Exercise is the best way to get your lymph system pumping. So again, many of us put exercise on the back burner. We don't make it part of our lifestyle. We're up late. We don't exercise. We sit a lot for work. We're eating the wrong things. We get a cold. It takes us down. It takes us down. And by the way, if I can just put this little tip in here, it is not a bad thing to catch a cold. The problem is when the cold catches you.
Ayu, drop that again. Drop that again.
It is not a bad thing to catch a cold. It's when the cold catches you. If you feel like, oh, my body's fighting a virus, as long as your body fights the virus, it's okay. It shouldn't take you down. You should be able to function through small fighting of viruses because that means your immune system's working. So it's not about never catching a virus. It's about allowing your body to deal with it naturally and properly. Okay? Because that means that if you're fighting a virus, your body's making new antibodies. It's making antigens. It's figuring out the problem so that when that virus comes again, you don't get taken down. But let's just go back to this exercise piece because this is so important. I have a rebounder. So when you rebound, your whole lymph system, all the channels open up. But even if you did some marching on the spot, lifting some weights, get your lymph system pumping, get moving, go for very brisk walks outside, no matter the weather. So it's very, very, very important that we make sure we have exercise as a regular part of our lifestyle, early to sleep and exercise.
You notice her body language when she said, no matter the weather. Okay. You notice that. All right. Okay. So just do a reset here. We're speaking with Carolyn Nichol, certified holistic nutritionist from the Energy Shack Bar and Whisk Gluten-Free Bakery, about natural cold and flu remedies to feel better faster.
Yeah.
Carolyn, what's next on the hit parade?
So the next thing on the hit parade here is sugar. So we don't realize that refined sugar is completely depleted by nutrients. Okay, so every single time we consume sugar, your body has to digest it. Your body can't digest food that is void of nutrients. So your system has to go back to your body, get nutrients to digest that treat. So that's a real problem because if your immune system, if your white blood cells are fighting a virus, they need nutrients. That's their power. So if they don't have nutrients, they fail. So literally think about, you've got this soldier fighting this battle and he's got all the tools to fight this virus. You have sugar. Your body's like, oh, sorry. Can I have that gun? Can I have your weapons, please? Thank you. I just needed to digest the sugar. And your white blood cells like, and it dies as your virus takes over. So that's not just when you're fighting a cold, but generally, if you consume a lot of sugar, you are weakening your immune system. So leave treats to special occasions and really avoid any kind of refined sugar in your diet as far as possible.
Like that. Okay, so I'm going to give a questions because a number of people watching. I got a question for the audience. I'm calling Q4 audience. So here's a question for our audience. When you start feeling sick, what do you reach for first? Natural remedies, over-the-counter meds, or you just try to sleep it off? Type natural, meds, or sleep in the comments. So I just going to leave that up there for a little bit. Question-wise for the audience, and love to hear what you reach for. Do you do natural? Do you go for the meds, or you try to sleep it off?
What a great question.
Well,
so many people just reach for that over-the-counter cough syrup or some sort of a citron drink for sleeping, and we don't realize that those are immune system suppressors.
Actually, speaking about that, one of the things that I was raised on was apple cider vinegar. Want to talk about that for helping with the cold?
So vinegar, there's a reason why it's called apple cider vinegar, red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar, because vinegar is actually alcohol fermented. So if we know that alcohol is already detrimental for the body, now you're going to ferment it twice to make it become vinegar. It's so poisonous for the liver. Yes, the acidity can help digest food, but the problem with that is that when you take apple cider vinegar or any kind of vinegar, it actually causes your natural digestive enzymes to back off because there can only be a certain level of acid in the stomach. You keep telling your natural acids to back off. It's like a muscle that you keep telling not to work. When there's no vinegar present, your stomach acids are weak and they're off guard. So it's very poisonous. Doesn't matter if it's apple cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar. Vinegar is poison for the system and should never be consumed internally, just used externally.
Interesting you mentioned that one of the remedies they suggest for killing fruit flies is have a little bowl of apple cider vinegar, put a little dollop of detergent soap in it. So I'm going, if this thing kills fruit flies, how can it be good for human beings?
Yeah,
I
right.
just thought about that when you were sharing there. All right, some people answering the question of when you start feeling sick, what do you reach for first? Natural remedies, over-the-counter meds, or just trying to sleep it off? So Don Adams Lewis says sleep. Raymond Walker says natural oregano oil, olive leaf extract. And Opal Inspired, who's in the house, make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel, says natural works for me.
Nice. That's good. I think more people are getting wise about the whole, natural remedies, and there's so many out there. But that kind of brings me to another point, if I can add this in.
Absolutely.
So, never do you ever want to always be taking vitamin C, zinc, a drop of oregano oil. You do not want to be adding supplements as a preventative, because vitamin C is a water soluble vitamin. So that means your system's just going to flush it out. And if you are constantly trying to stimulate your immune system when you are not sick, when you do catch a cold or a flu or a virus, it's not going to be effective. So keep your vitamin C, keep your zinc, keep your oregano oil on the shelf. And at the first sign of, I feel like I'm fighting something, that's when you load up and you stop once the cold or the virus is over. Yeah, we are spending and wasting way too much money on supplements.
I don't think industries want to hear that.
I
I don't think
know.
they
I'm
don't want you
telling
to say.
you, health is practically free. Water is the cheapest beverage on the planet. Sleep
Mm,
doesn't cost you anything. You can exercise at home. Fresh air, still nobody's charging you for that. So, like, real true health and principles don't cost anything. They just require some discipline.
excellent. Excellent. All right, let's back to the comments here. Let me just doing it here. Okay, here we go. Roger says, depends what the illness is, but natural remedies is my way to go. All right. And by the way, audience, love that you're responding to these questions. I spent some time putting them together. So I want to make sure. So another question for our audience. And also put it in the comments section if you're watching live, or you can respond even post. What one old school remedy from your culture or family that you still believe in today, whether it's special tea, soup, or something else?
I love that.
So I'm also going to put that in the comment section. So, hey, respond to it if you can in real time in the comment section. We like to share the answers. So what else you want to chat about, Carolyn? From
Um, so
interacting with the audience, interacting with you, getting their comments, we're making it happen. And I got in my back pocket, I got a pile of questions. So you go.
Well, I think the other thing that many people don't know or realize is that 80% of our immune system actually lies within our intestinal wall. So in your stomach gut is where 80% of your immune system hangs out. And there's a good reason for that because, you have openings of your body. And most of the pathogens, most of the bad bacteria, they're going to come through the mouth, through the esophagus and hit your stomach gut. And that feeds your entire system. So of course, by design, your soldiers are hanging out in your immune system. It is hanging out in your intestinal tract to make sure any bad bacteria, any food poisoning, anything gets taken care of right away. The problem also with that, and it's not even a problem, but the reality is we consume so much processed food, caffeine, vinegars, alcohol, sugar, that immune system that is there waiting to help you keeps getting hammered on and depleted. If you're experiencing bloating, gas, acid reflux, pain in your digestive system, guaranteed your immune system is suffering. So thinking about, every single bite matters. Every single drink matters. What you put in your body matters before you get sick if you are going to have a strong or compromised immune system. 80% of it is there hanging out in your intestinal tract.
Preparation.
Yes.
So Raymond Walker answered with the answer to the question. He goes, I've never heard of this. Uncle Matt's Ultimate Immune Juice. I have never heard of that before.
He's got to tell us what's in that immune juice.
Yeah, what is in that? Oh, okay. Connie says, I missed yours. So Connie, let me come back to you. Oh, Connie deals with sleep and penicillin. So that's what she does to do penicillin.
I think she's probably talking about a natural penicillin, which I am going to share the recipe today.
Okay, there you go. So Connie, I got you. Sorry about that. That was my head, not my heart, but I got you up there. No problem. That is good. I'm loving how people are answering the questions.
Yes.
This is fabulous. Should we go for another audience question, or or we can get you to share some more?
It's up to you. I can share a final point here.
Yeah, well, let's have a final point, and then we'll get for questions for you and questions for the audience.
Sure. So I kind of want to get into, okay, caught a virus, fighting a virus. What do I do now? Right? So yes, you can take some vitamin C supplements. Vitamin C is great. I like to take it in its purest form, like a camu berry or an acerola cherry powder. Those are really high in vitamin C. Throw some onions on your salad. Onions are loaded with vitamin C and also natural antibiotic.
Didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Now, when you cut an onion, you should use it up. So try to buy smaller onions, but add an onion to your salad, fresh onions. Once you cook that onion, you kill the vitamin C, but put some fresh onions on your salad.
Okay.
And onions are drawers. They pull things to themselves. So that's why you don't want to cut it, leave it in the fridge, because any bacteria floating around that fridge is going to be drawn to the onion.
Okay.
So one remedy you can do, especially if you have a fever, is you can take an onion, cut it in half, put each half at the bottom of your feet and put your sock over it and go to sleep. That your bottom of your feet has the largest pores in your entire body. So that will pull virus, bacteria all through your body. And I mean, I grew my kids up never with any antibiotics. I mean, we just always did natural remedies, and guaranteed if there was a fever, you put those onions in the sock, the fever breaks. The cold is on its way out. So onions are really powerful. So you could use them to put on the bottom of your feet or just chop it up, throw it in your salad. But that's one natural remedy that's so inexpensive.
Well, it makes it interesting because I know that I always have to keep my feet warm.
Mm-hmm.
And when I expose them to the cold elements, then automatically, if it's for a long period, I start getting congested.
Yes.
I start getting congested. So it's a good point you're making there. So A few moments ago, we heard about Uncle Matt's Ultimate Immune Juice, and Raymond has been so kind to share what's in it. Ingredients: filtered water, organic orange concentrate, organic elderberry concentrate, organic acerola puree, ascorbic acid, zinc glucinate, and organic veg D3 powder.
Awesome. Yeah, obviously there's some preservatives in there, but overall, I mean, it's pretty good. Especially the elderberry is in there. They've got the acerola cherry powder in there. So yeah, that's a great, almost fully natural remedy.
What? Where can you get? I haven't heard acerola cherry in a lot. Where can you get it these days?
It is available at most health food stores. You can
Okay,
grab it. It is rather expensive. So is Camu Camu. It's not your cheap vitamin C. That's just absorbic acid.
right.
But it is, both of those are really potent. They have extreme high levels of vitamin C. But again, you only want to take them when you feel like a virus is coming on.
Okay, good stuff. Keep it going. Keep it going.
So another thing, which is going to sound absolutely crazy, but it works extremely well, is that if you feel like you've got a cold coming on, take a shower. Do this right before bed. Take a shower, soap up, put the hottest water that you can stand on for like 30 seconds, then turn the hot off and let the cold hit you as
Oh,
cold as
you're
you
back
can
to me
stand.
on this again.
Yes, because that cold water forces your body to make more white blood cells. And then you go back to the hot for 30 seconds, you go back to the cold. Do that 3 times. Finish with some warm water, and I'm telling you, your immune system comes alive. Go right to bed and get a good night's sleep. You will probably be well in the morning.
So, is this your step by step for me eventually doing the cold plunge?
It definitely can prepare you for the cold plunge. No question about it. And our clients, by the way, February 26th, we
Yes.
have our retreat. If you have not signed up and you can get away for just 4 days, it's phenomenal. Our winter retreat, in my opinion, is the best retreat. So you have to book by January 25th to get in. But that being said, is that a lot of our clients that come to our retreats and they do the cold plunge, of course, nobody's happy about it initially, but it feels so good after that they're just like, how can I keep this feeling going at home? And so we let them know to do the hydrotherapy, the hot and cold showers. You don't need to do it every day. I
Amen.
would say once a week.
Amen.
And
Okay.
yes, do
That
it once a week. But
that's
if you feel a cold coming on, you really got to do it immediately.
but is that also just a regular practice that's good to do anyways?
Once a week, it's good to do anyways.
Okay. We're getting close now. Once a week, we're getting close. All right. Good stuff. Connie Boyce says, wow, good to know. Who knew I used to fry my onions and loved it that way? Gonna change that up. Connie also says, Carolyn, I used to put Vicks on my children's chest inside their nose a bit when they go to bed.
Yeah, so Vicks has petroleum jelly and a lot of other toxins, but you could take some eucalyptus and put a couple drops on just a square of toilet paper, put 1 or 2 drops, and just put it under your pillow cover. Or as a carrier, you could add some coconut oil with the eucalyptus and just put it on your chest. If you are fighting a cough and you can't seem to get the cough gone, believe it or not, even with young children, this works amazing. You take a face cloth, you run it under really cold water, squeeze it out, put it in the freezer for 5 minutes till it gets really cold. Lay that right on the chest and put a dry towel over it. That will signal, because it's so cold there, that will signal your blood to come up to the area, and it brings its white blood cells with it. And that can relieve the congestion, the cough, the virus, whatever's happening in the chest. So I know it sounds strange when you're not feeling well to add something cold, but it actually works. So, and you want to leave it on for at least 20 minutes until the cloth becomes warm. And you could do that 2, 3, 4 times through the day once you feel like, if you're starting to cough again.
All right, good stuff. And Dr. Tachi's in the house and says, good morning, all. I hope where you are, Dr. Tachi, that first of all, it's warm, and second of all, that you don't have a cold. So I want to make sure that you are doing that. So just a reset here. We're chatting with Carolyn Nichol, Certified Holistic Nutritionist from the Energy Shack Juice Bar and Whisk Gluten-Free Bakery about natural cold and flu remedies to feel better faster. Just some information here, and it's in the comments section on most of the platforms you're watching this live on replay. There is the website for Energy Shack Juice Bar, email address info@energyshackjuicebar.com, Instagram, The Energy Shack Juice Bar, Facebook, Energy Shack Juice Bar, phone number 647-637-6755. Yes, I know that's a Toronto number, but Carolyn does consultations around the world, even on virtual too. So if you have any questions about physical health, you can ask them here, or you can email Carolyn at info@theenergyshackjuicebar.com and say you saw her in the morning vibe. Also, there's a link here if you want to do consultations. Is here, and special offer with consultations. $49 instead of $110 price when you mention the morning vibe or Dr. Vibe. So email info@theenergyshackjuicebar. And there we go, just to make sure we get everything in proper perspective. Anything else you wanted to share? Because the questions are coming when you're ready.
Yeah, you go ahead with questions. I have a slide that I want to share with 2 recipes for the audience, a natural penicillin and just what I call a garlic medicine.
Okay.
So you go ahead with that, and we can share that at any time.
Okay. All right. So, all right, we will do that. So, audience, question time, but Dr. Vibe is going to go in now. So, for people watching live, what's the biggest misunderstanding you see about colds and the flu from a holistic nutrition perspective?
So the biggest misunderstanding is that catching a cold and flu is not a bad thing. So, as I said, you should catch the cold, it shouldn't catch you. But it's not a bad thing to catch a cold or flu. It just shouldn't take you down. And so you want to be able to catch it right away, do the natural remedies. But if you find that you can't shake this cold, that's the real problem. That should be an indicator that your immune system is not where it needs to be. And, to have, sniffles or cough or something for a couple days, again, it's just that if it starts to impede your lifestyle, you have to stay in bed, you can't get out. This is a real problem. You're going to need to work on your immune system. But the biggest myth is that catching a cold is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. It strengthens your immune system. It helps your immune system to create natural antibodies and to actually keep it strong. So catching a cold, it's actually good for you.
All right. Next up, when someone feels the first tickle in their throat or that heavy, tired feeling, what are the very first natural things you want them to do in the next 24 hours?
So you're going to want to load up on vitamin C, whether that's through a supplement or through, the acerola cherry powder or the camu. You could take one of the recipes that I'm going to share. If you're able to whip that up real quick, do that hot and cold shower. Make sure you completely avoid sugar. Have no sugar at all, zero. Because like 1 teaspoon of sugar is going to deplete your immune system by 25%. And clearly you're on the cusp of virus is going to win or my immune system is going to win. Okay, so take some vitamin C in a potent form, do your hot and cold showers, and stay completely and entirely away from sugar. And of course, get to bed early. Get those cytokines working.
Okay. Are you liking the questions so far?
Awesome. Always.
Okay, got some more coming. How do you explain the difference between boosting the immune system and actually supporting it in a safe, sustainable way?
Right. So you never want to boost the immune system. You always want to support your immune system. Don't take loads and loads and loads of vitamin C. Don't, overdose on natural remedies. That actually overburdens your digestive system and your whole body altogether. So, as we talked about earlier, you want to continue to support your immune system even when you're not fighting a virus. So getting that exercise, that early sleep. But when you do feel a virus, support it by not bombarding it with sugar, processed foods, get some sleep. Sleep is when your body heals. So get to bed early. Take some vitamin C to support it, but don't overdose on anything. You never want to boost. You always want to support.
All right. I'm going to move into some questions about food, herbs, and supplements now. So let's talk about this. What are your top 5 immune supporting foods that people can easily add to what they're already eating during cold and flu season?
Ooh, put Carolyn's thinking cap on.
Yeah,
So
you take your time. Take your time.
that's okay. So fresh onions to your salad, 100%. You don't need a lot, but add, a couple tablespoons of fresh onions to your salad. Okay. Garlic and onions are natural antibiotics. They are such power foods. They have sulfur, they have allicin in them. These are just amazing for your entire blood system. So you will really want to make sure that, add some fresh garlic into your salad dressing. Cook with garlic when you can. You won't kill the antibiotics in garlic when you cook it. It's slightly diminished, but just keep garlic as part of at least 3-4 times a week in your meals if you can handle garlic and onions. Some people are not able to.
Got it.
Another food, so garlic, onions, 3. So your citrus are really good for you. I would say, as far as lemon goes, add some fresh lemon into your water every single morning. And you need about a half of a fresh lemon, but if you can handle it, if you don't have acid reflux or weak teeth, try to put some fresh lemon into your water.
I do
But
every day lemon and ginger.
there you go. So here's the thing about the lemon and citrus is that the real potent vitamin C and the antibiotics that it has in it and the antioxidants, they're in the peel.
Oh.
So when you're having an orange, try not to take all the rind off. Leave a bit. So we did garlic, we did onion, we did lemon juice in your water. But fourth, if you're going to have an orange, leave some of the peel on. Leave some of that white pit on because that's where the vitamin C is most potent.
You're kidding.
No, I'm
not it's actually, so one of the things is I put I get the rind. So what should I do with the peel then?
Are you talking about the lemon?
Yeah.
So I would just keep one in your freezer at all times. And if you're feeling like you're fighting a bit of a virus, then take that out of the freezer and grate it into your water as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Now make sure that rind is organic.
That I didn't know. So the skin is the key.
Yeah. It's always good to keep 1 or 2 organic lemons in your freezer.
I had no. So you just flipped the script on something I'm going to be actually doing today. That is fantastic. So did we get 4 or 5? So we had lemon.
Well, we have 4. We have onions, we have garlic, we have lemon, the juice and the rind in your freezer. when you're having an orange, keep some of that white part on, chew it extremely well. And the last thing is your greens. Make sure you don't miss that salad every day. People don't realize that there's vitamin C in spinach. There's vitamin C in your red peppers. There's vitamin C in your tomatoes. There's vitamin C in so many of your green vegetables. When we think of vitamin C, we're always thinking of citrus. We're thinking of lemon. But there's vitamin C in your onions, in your spinach. And there's tons of water and electrolytes. So make sure you have that big bowl of raw greens, because as soon as you cook that, any of your greens, then you kill the vitamin C. You won't kill the calcium, you won't kill the iron, but you kill the vitamin C. So make sure you have that bowl of greens every single day before your cooked meal. And with your fruits, make sure you add some citrus to it. But I mean, there's vitamin C in all of your berries, your apple, all of that. But most of the vitamin C, friends, is in the skins.
Okay. So Opal Inspired says, totally agree, Carolyn. I love the rind. And Raymond Walker says, love the frozen lemon zest idea.
Yes.
Okay, good stuff. Now, I think you already answered this. I think Dr. Chachi came in late, so I think she goes, is there any natural foods or remedies that can exacerbate colds or flu? So I'm going to say, Dr. Chachi, you may need to watch the repeat.
Yeah, but we're going to share 2 recipes to fight a cold or flu. I have it on my slide. We'll screen share. Okay. But there are 2 recipes that I'm going to share, Dr. Tachi, that I'm telling you, you probably have all the ingredients in your house, and they are powerful.
Okay. All right. So let's get to another question here. Oh, here we go. There is so much talk about vitamin C, zinc, elderberry, and echinacea. From your holistic nutrition lens, which of these actually make a difference, and how should people use them safely?
Okay, great question. So elderberry, if you're going to get it yourself, it's a little hard to work with. It's better you purchase it at a health food store, or we have a herbalist that works with us that adds the elderberry into the tinctures. The thing is that it's quite bitter. So what you want to be careful at when you go to a health food store and you're getting elderberry, most of the time it's unfortunately mixed with sugar. So read the labels, because they're using sugar to help tone down the bitterness of the elderberry. But elderberry is powerful. All of these are great. Again, vitamin C should only be consumed when you're feeling like you're catching a cold. Oil of oregano is also very powerful. You only need, I get a very, very, very potent oil for oregano. Like 1 drop will take you down for 10 minutes because it's so powerful. And I say take you down because it's so bitter. So if you're just getting a regular one at a health food store, you might need a couple drops because it might not be to its potency. But all of these are good remedies. As far as echinacea goes, it's great consumed in a tea form. It's not as potent and powerful, but that would be a good option. And eucalyptus oil is really great for dropping it in. So if you're feeling like your sinuses are really congested, you could boil some water, put some lemon peels, orange peels, garlic in there. And then once that water is boiled, take it off, put 1 or 2 drops of eucalyptus, put like a towel over your head and just inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. And that can really help relieve a lot of congestion.
Interesting. Growing up, one of the things we had was when we had colds, things like that, we had a vaporizer.
Yes.
And in the little tray, you would put eucalyptus oil, and then the vapor come out and would fill the room with that scent.
Yes. Yeah, so a lot of people put Vicks in there. I mean, there's some poisons in Vicks.
No, eucalyptus oil's better.
Eucalyptus oil is the deal.
All right. Uh, Another question here. Opal Inspired says, Carolyn, your thoughts on beetroot?
So beets are fantastic. They're great for the liver. They strengthen the blood system. So using beets in your day-to-day life is wonderful. Do you need to have a beetroot powder every day? I wouldn't do that. If you're going through like, a 2, 3, or 5 day detox, adding beetroot powder to your water is good. Beetroot is not necessarily, it does have some vitamin C in it, tons of antioxidants. So on a daily basis, it's great. If I'm fighting a cold, I'm not going for the beets though. That's not going to, you know, immediately, it's high sugar if it's juiced, it's high fiber if it's raw. So both of those are going to actually make my digestive system work a little harder. And that's the last thing you want to do. When you are fighting a cold, you want to give your body easy to digest foods, drinks, broths. You want the energy to be spent on your immune system fighting, not on digesting nuts and seeds and heavy carbohydrates and processed food. Your immune system's going to suffer.
Okay, good stuff. All right. You shared a little bit earlier about people who do night shift, etc. So for someone who can't overhaul their lifestyle overnight, what are one or two realistic daily habits, maybe around water, movement, or screen time, that you'd start with?
So really sleep is huge. Now, if you work in the night shift, just be committed to as soon as you get home, go right to bed. Don't stop and go. Don't collect your $200. Go right to sleep. That's a Monopoly reference. But, just go right to bed and make sure that your stomach is like, you haven't had a big meal. Don't eat and then sleep. So if you're working a night shift, just get to sleep as soon as you can, and don't do this. I'm going to sleep for 4 hours, get up, do a few things, and then catch a few hours before I go to work. Don't do that. Get your full 7 hours and go into a dark room. But for those that aren't working a night shift, just a simple change that you could do is try to commit to getting in bed by or before 10 o'clock. Your immune system is going to thank you, and make sure you have had only a light meal about 4 hours before your bedtime. Eat your bigger meal at lunchtime. So in the evening, it's something very small if you need something at all. But one big change you can make is just to get to bed early. And the second change is try to incorporate, number one, some of the foods, but also try to add exercise. It's so simple, and you don't have to join a gym to get exercise.
No,
You
you
just do
don't.
some things in your home very simply.
Well, you can walk outside.
You can walk outside.
Well, not
Now
when
you're getting
it's
fresh air and
but that's a
exercise.
whole other conversation. So Opal Inspired says, thanks, Carolyn. Great information. All right, here's another question for you. And you tell us when you want to share your remedies, but I got another question for you. How does dehydration make colds and flu worse? And what does proper hydration actually look like when you're sick?
Oh, what a great question.
Good. I'm glad I do one or two of them.
You do a lot. So, water flushes. And if you've got a buildup of toxins or pathogens, it's very difficult for your body to flush them out. Even if they are fighting them, they have to get rid of them if you are dehydrated. The other thing, too, is that your white blood cells are made up of almost 90% water. So if you're dehydrated, your white blood cells are literally shrinking. And it's shriveling. I mean, really, how good can they perform their job if they're not puffed up and loaded and ready? So hydration is so key. Your lymph system is 90% water. It needs water also to flush the pathogens, to carry the toxins out of your system. Like, hydration is so key to everything. So your weight, divide that by 2, divide that by 8. I don't know if you could put that in the chat, Dr. Vibe. We've done this before on our water talks.
Okay,
But your weight in pounds.
hold on. Let me just get ready. So, how much water daily you should should consume? Okay, here we go. Go ahead. Your weight.
Your weight in pounds.
Weight in pounds. Yep.
Divide that by 2.
That by 2. Yep.
Divide that by 8.
Divide that answer by 8. And that's how many cups of water?
That's how many 8-ounce cups you should be drinking. Now, 4 8-ounce cups makes a liter.
Okay, how much 8-ounce cups of water? Okay, let me just put this 8-ounce cups of water you should consume. Okay, so I got it right. So let me just repeat. Your weight in pounds, divide that by 2, divide that answer by 8.
You got it.
Okay, so it's in all the comment sections. Done.
Awesome.
All right.
So that's how much water you should be consuming. Now, keep in mind that if you have a physically demanding job, or if you're like me and you talk all day, I consume a little bit more water than my body weight because I have a lot of respiration going out. If you have a job where you have a lot of physical labor and you're sweating through the day, then yes, you're going to have to increase. Now, the other thing too is that if you're having a bowl of fruit in the morning, you're having a big salad every day, those contain water. So sometimes you can shave a little bit off if you have high water concentrated foods, which you should, in your diet every day. But that's the basic amount.
Okay. Good stuff. Here's one. For parents watching, what are some kid-friendly natural options like teas, honey, or soups that can help with coughs and congestion?
It is time for me to share my screen.
Okay, well, all right. So
the answer is on my screen.
Okay, so what you've got to do. This is a good question. How are you going to do this? All right. Okay. Share screen. Okay. You know what? This is going to be interesting. Wish we know. Okay. Okay.
If not, I can maybe cut and paste it into the chat.
I wish we would have known ahead of time because I on this platform. Okay. It's a dot. Okay.
I have a share screen here.
Go ahead. Yeah, go for it then. Yeah, go for it. It should then come up at this bottom here. I should be okay. Good. All right. Now the thing is, I've got to. Okay, so give me a second. I've just got to manage and manipulate this. Okay, I see what I have to do. All right. So we got to do this. Okay, you know what? Well, actually, okay.
Can you see
this way? We're actually going to do it this way. People won't be able to see us, but they're able to hear us. So let's do this. Okay, go for it.
Okay, awesome. So you guys take note of this. This is a natural penicillin. So it's 1 orange with the peel. A grapefruit with the peel. I say that's optional because if you can't get a good grapefruit or you have high blood pressure, you have to leave it out. 1 lemon with the peel. A full onion, 4 cloves of garlic, a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, a 1/4 cup of water. You can add a bit more water if your fruits are not that juicy. You blend that until it's smooth, and you are taking that 1 or 2 tablespoons twice a day. Now, it looks like a wonderful orange smoothie, but it doesn't taste like an orange smoothie.
No, it doesn't. I've had it. I've
Now, the other thing too is that this keeps really good for 4 days in the refrigerator, and then it loses its potency. But this is what I made for my grandkids. They are 2, 4, and 8 years old, 2, 3, and 8 years old. So it doesn't taste wonderful, but before they get their favorite foods that they're about to eat, everybody has to take the penicillin. If your child absolutely won't take it, the garlic medicine is the next best, but this natural penicillin, this kicks anything out of you. I mean, it is so potent. You can bring it to a next level by adding some camu camu or acerola cherry powder. You could for sure add a little bit of oil of oregano if you want to, but just as it is so powerful. And the garlic medicine, if you just can't get your kids to take it, you just take 2 cloves of garlic with some lemon juice, a bit of water, and it says 1 tablespoon. I left out the word honey, but you put a tablespoon of honey, blend it up, and give that to them. And you're trying to get these remedies to them right before they eat. It's best when the stomach is empty.
So, question for you: Are any outside of having a cold, would you recommend taking any of these just for daily or regular immunity, or just taking these when
No.
just cold?
Yes, I'm not a fan of preventative superfoods and preventative, high potency vitamin C. I don't even think people should have ginger every day. Take that when you feel like you have something coming on, because it's too much of a stimulant. It's too much of
Okay.
a little bit of a booster for your immune system. Take it when you feel like something is coming on.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we will take that down. Wonderful.
Awesome. I'm glad we were able to do that.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. So this leads me to some other questions.
Sure.
I got some things here. Okay. Oh, well, let's do a promo for. So at the Energy Shack Juice Bar, what kinds of juices or smoothies do you recommend most in cold and flu season, and why those specific ingredients?
Great question. So just a clarification, we are not making smoothies anymore. It's only juices and
Okay.
tonics,
Okay.
but we actually make natural penicillin. So if you can't get it yourself, you can order it from us. It's made to order. We have immunity shots that has ginger, camu camu, lemon, and honey. So those immunity shots are amazing. We also have a delicious lemonade. So it's lemon with the peel. And then it also has some green apple in it, and it has ginger. We have a honey ginger lemon tea. Again, it's made to order. But those are really wonderful. Now, our cold pressed juices are great, but the cold pressed vegetable juices, when you're not feeling well, they're not ideal for you. You need something warm and wonderful. So our cold pressed juices are great for, every day, or, when you're detoxing. But when your immune system is weakening, the immunity shot, the natural penicillin, and also the honey ginger lemon tea, it's great.
Right.
Dr. Vibe, I
Yeah.
have a 2-second store emergency. 2 seconds, like maybe even like, less than. So if you can ask the audience a question, I just need to escape for 2 seconds.
No problem.
Thank
That's
you.
okay. That's all right. What we'll do is we will get Carolyn back in just a moment. And I have to do something here. All right. So actually, we'll just leave it for a second. She'll be right back. All right. No problem. No problem. All right. So I got audience questions. Let's see if we can pull up an audience question for everybody while Carolyn. Actually, I don't have one. All right. Did I ask that one? Natural remedies, old school remedies from the all right. We'll leave as is right now. Carolyn will be right back. So, family, what do you think about the conversation so far? Enjoying it? Questions? Are you learning some stuff? I always learn when Carolyn is on the show or when I'm chatting with her offline. There's so much valuable stuff. And I know a number of people that are fighting cold right now. I'm going to make sure I refer them to this conversation. And I love the remedies. I've tried some of those remedies. Oh, there she is back. Everything okay?
Perfect.
All right, good stuff. All right, let's continue on with the question. Oh, another comment came up. Hold on. Dr. Tachi says it's a great conversation. Love that. Thank you, Dr. Tachi. All
Yeah,
right, let's
so
do
necessary right now. I can't tell you how many people are fighting some serious bugs right now. But the key is catching it early. That first sign that you feel your head's not doing well or your throat is scratching you, first sign you got to attack it.
next question, our conversation piece. What are some natural remedy myths you'd love to retire because they're either useless or actually risky?
Natural remedy myths is loads of ginger actually is quite risky because ginger, as wonderful as it is for the immune system, it actually, and it's also good for the digestive system. People take potent ginger shots that actually create damage to the stomach lining. So that and apple cider vinegar. So many people use apple cider vinegar when they're fighting a cold and it damages your liver. So too much ginger and apple cider vinegar, I mean, very risky and damaging.
Right, good stuff. Dr. Tachi says sometimes to prevent dehydration during cold or flu infections, doctors will recommend Pedialyte, which tastes awful. Is there a more effective natural remedy beyond just plain water?
Yeah, so if you actually feel like you are in a state of dehydration, you have a couple options. You can take the Celtic salt and add a couple grains to your tongue before you drink your water. I don't recommend you do that all the time. The other thing too is coconut water is much better than Pedialyte. So you could do some coconut water in the morning or evening, plain water through the day, just to help get the electrolytes. Because when you get electrolytes in your body, it pulls the water into the cells. So Celtic salt naturally has the magnesium and the electrolytes in it to do that job, but so does your coconut water.
Right, excellent. Look who just chimed in, Fitness IQ Cam. Oh dear, morning. I definitely need to hear this. Yes, you do. She's been fighting some stuff over the last few days. I know that.
Mm.
I know that. All right. So, are there people like those on medication, pregnant, or with chronic illness who need to be especially careful with certain herbs or supplements?
So the only time, so I mean, if you're on high blood pressure medication, you can't do grapefruit inside the natural penicillin. Grapefruit interferes with blood pressure medication. But,
Oh,
when we're using these natural remedies like garlic, like oil of oregano, your orange with the peel, your lemon with the peel, onions, that's safe for everyone. However, when you're moving now to supplements, if you are going through radiation or chemotherapy, you actually are not supposed to be taking supplements. So you can't be taking vitamin C pills. You can take it in the form of a lemon or an orange, but you can't take vitamin C supplements. You can't take zinc supplements. You're not supposed to be taking any kind of supplement that would support or boost your immune system because they're trying to suppress it to attack the cancer. So that's the only time you have to be careful, but nobody and nothing can stop you from using food as your medicine. You just have to avoid supplements for certain issues.
all right. So, Fitness IQ Camp says, I'm 95% recovered, though. Good to hear.
Awesome.
Here. All right. So let's have this. If someone says, I catch a cold, I catch every cold that goes around. What are the first three areas you look at in their lifestyle and in their diet?
Sleep, number one. Yeah, they probably have late nights or a night shift. So sleep, sleep, sleep. Got to get in bed by or before 10 o'clock. And how much sugar do they consume? Sugar damages your immune system. I mean, it just takes it right off guard.
Wow. All right. That straight to the point. I love it. All right. Next conversation piece. Uh, can you talk about the role gut health and probiotics in immune strength and what everyday foods support that?
So there's a lot of information, reels, everything going on about gut health, and everybody's, trying to take this kefir or probiotic yogurt to keep their probiotics up. So as we talked about earlier, 80% of your immune system lies within your digestive tract. And your immune system cannot do its job properly without healthy probiotics, and your probiotics cannot be produced without prebiotics. But
Mm,
it is an absolute myth that you need to be having yogurt and all of these fermented foods in order to have good probiotics. Naturally, vegetables with fibers contain prebiotics. If you eat a salad every day, you are getting prebiotics. And your body produces its own probiotics when you're regularly fasting or not bombarding it with sugar or processed food. So, yes, probiotics have a major role to play to have a strong immune system. But if you're eating very well, and I recommend a big breakfast, a good lunch, little to no dinner, so that you're fasting through the night, now you're producing probiotics and you're not snacking and bombarding your system with interruption of food all day and just water, right? So as long as you are eating in a way that cultivates a good environment for that microbiome to flourish, you should not need to take probiotics. Now, if you've had a bad history of eating, if you're under a lot of stress, and by the way, we have not mentioned that stress is the biggest suppressant for your immune system. 100%. More than lack of sleep, more than sugar, more than lack of exercise. Stress is an immune system suppressor. So if you have a lot of stress, you probably have diminished your bacteria in your gut. Processed food, sugar, caffeine, vinegar, all of these do damage to your probiotics. So maybe once you're trying to eat more salads, eat less at night, maybe you need to go on a healthy probiotic for a short period of time, or you can ferment some cabbage and do some sauerkraut. We'll be having a cooking class on that in the next couple months. So definitely stay connected with Energy Shack and all that we're doing here, so that you know when we are going to have a cooking class. It's on Instagram as well. But adding some fermented food to your diet definitely helps to cultivate that good flora bacteria, which strengthens your immune system. But ideally, you shouldn't have to take supplements or probiotics if you're eating healthy, sleeping healthy, drinking water. Yeah, you naturally produce your prebiotics and probiotics.
all right. So Fitness IQ Cat says, so no more kimchi?
So kimchi is sauerkraut. So you can do that. It has hot pepper in it. So you have to be mindful of that. But kimchi is great. So you can have kimchi, but you don't need like probiotic yogurts and kefir. I mean, you can get a coconut kefir. That's also good. I'm just saying that you shouldn't have to be buying these expensive products when you can naturally
Oh,
create that with some health
no.
and discipline.
All right. So she goes, Fitness, I goes, stress. Stress is
Yeah,
it.
stress
Yeah.
is a big one.
Okay. So what, I have a feeling you have to go soon.
So I do at 10:30. We've got
Okay.
We've got
Okay,
our 5
gonna do
minutes.
one more question from the audience. Connie has a
Sure.
question. Well, so she goes, Carolyn, I need your opinion on this. And she goes, question, before my mom passed 3 years ago, and our condolences on that, first things first, she would
Mhm.
get the flu shot every year. I wouldn't because I only did it one time in my life and I was sick all winter. What is your opinion on that, Carolyn?
Am I allowed to say this on public?
Yeah, you can say
Are
whatever you want.
you sure?
Yep.
I am completely 110% against the flu shot. The older you get, the worse it is for you. The
Mm.
flu shot contains the virus from last year. It's not the current virus. It actually has made more of my elderly clients sicker and very, very a compromised immune system. So this, to me, is a marketing and money scam. And the flu shot is dangerous, unnecessary, because your body naturally if you didn't catch last year's flu, or if you did catch last year's flu, or maybe sometimes we're catching a cold and we don't even know it, but your body produces its own antibodies. It produces its own vaccine. So you should not need to take a flu shot to protect you from this year's flu. It's not even this year's flu. It makes no sense. So it is dangerous and it will bring down your immune system. And I recommend you stay far, far away from getting any kind of flu shot, especially if you're elderly.
You are pretty
I
powerful.
hope your YouTube channel is not being taken down after that.
Hey, look, well, we can have a conversation online. There are people higher up in public office, especially in the United States, who have the same opinion, but we'll leave it at that. All right. All right. So Fitness IQ Cam says condolences to Connie on the loss.
Yes.
And Dr. Chachi says, I will never get the flu shot. And also has condolences. So Dr. Chachi's condolences to Connie. And Connie also says back, thank you, Fitness IQ Cam. All right. That is a wrap. That is a wrap. So before we let go, most importantly, all nutrition roads lead to the Energy Shack Juice Bar. So energyshackjuicebar.com, email info at energyshackjuicebar.com, Instagram, the Energy Shack Juice Bar, Facebook, Energy Shack Juice Bar, phone number 647-637-6755. If you have any questions, email Carolyn at info at the Energy Shack Juice Bar. Here is the link for consultations also, but do the email thing. And then the special offer, email Carolyn, just mention the Morning Vibe or Dr. Vibe, $49 instead of $110. And everyone that has told me they've had a consultation, they go, wow, wow, wow. You want to get a hold of Ryan? It's RyanOneilKnight.com. That's Knight with a KN, not an N. And also, if you want to get in touch with me, taplink.cc/V. That's the DRVIBESHOW.com. And also, Fitness Out Cam says she's going to be watching the replay from the beginning. Good, because you missed a lot. A lot. Any final words you have for us, Carolyn?
The best defense for your immune system truly is making changes today. Strengthen your immune system before you catch the virus. Get to bed early, eat your big salads, drink nothing but water, fast regularly to produce those good probiotics, start an exercise routine, get fresh air. You know, even in the winter, crack your window a little bit while you're sleeping. That oxygen heals and repairs damaged cells. Just make some disciplined changes today so that when that virus jumps on you, you can catch it and it does not catch you.
Love it. Connie says, thank you. That's what I tried to tell my mom. And Fitness IQ Cam says, Happy New Year, Carolyn, as well. All right.
Happy New Year to everybody. Let this be your healthiest year ever.
And just
Yes, by the way, we do have the Veganuary challenge. It's only the 9th, so we've got 30 days. If you want some help and a wonderful group setting and free nutritional tips every weekend, free recipes, it's free, free, free.
I gotta join.
Just join. Just email me and I will add you into the group.
Yes.
Add you into the free recipes. It is phenomenal. We have an amazing group. We're already at 63 members.
Ooh,
So
fire.
great. They're an
Fire.
awesome group, and many of them are on today. So it's really great.
And Connie says, this was very educational. Well, thank you, Connie. If you're in that group, you'll probably see me there in the next few days. And then
Nice.
Connie says heart, prayers, and smile emoji. Thank you. What a beautiful way to end this off. So as always, live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions. Aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Don't just manage your time, manage your energy. Remember to give yourself grace. And if you're not making money, make history. Try to do both and make it better. Actually, here's another comment here. Novlet says, thank you, Carolyn. Very informative as usual. Happy health, everyone.
Amen.
Fantastic. And just to tell you, Carolyn and I already have a topic each month for the rest of this year. So she ain't going anywhere. We've got the rest of the year topic-wise mapped out. So subscribe, and you'll be notified of all the upcoming conversations. So as always, God bless, peace to all, keep the faith, walk good, and we finish almost on time. Bye.
This whole thing of using your business with plant-based products, don't you think your life should reflect that too?
Juke him, Carolyn. Juke him. The family loves us here because they're saying Fitness IQ Can says put a wig on to get in.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Like the ideas are just coming fast and furious here this morning. What? Okay, look at this. Global Women Ambassador. Good morning. Look forward. Okay.